let's have a talk about shields in Multiversus.
So I think shields are probably good for the game right now. That being said, there are some characters who get to play around shields way too much because shields have the same pitfalls as armor, where you get to poke the armor with a purple move and it breaks the armor. It also breaks shields, and some people have some egregious shield popping moves.
Me personally, I don't mind it getting implemented into the game. I think it's pretty cool, and to be honest, this just makes me even more excited for the future of Multiversus.
When I played the beta, to me, I always thought, I hate shields. Why would you add shields? It would ruin the game. But how it currently stands, I think shields are the way. Some people might not like it at first, but I think it is the way. I think it's the wave.
So with the addition of shield in Multiversus Testing Ground, we've been able to play the game with a brand new mechanic that was not in the game at launch and has not been basically the way that the game has been played even since the beta. And some people have spoken about liking something like that being added to the game, but for the most part, everybody's kind of gotten used to just how you have to play neutral and play the game without a shield. But with the testing grounds, they've now given us access to the shielding, and it has given the community two very polar opposite opinions. Some people are standing on the game should have shield added to it, and it will be a welcome addition to the game. People that have played it in the testing grounds have liked this addition and have been very vocal about it may not be perfect, but it's definitely something that should be added to the game. While the opposite opinion has been this has never been in the game, it should not have been in the game, and other people have even said something to the effect of this game has lost its uniqueness because of the addition to shield. And hearing all these opinions from different people and listening to them, I actually wanted to give my own take on it and my own opinion on whether or not shield should be added to Multiversus. In my opinion, and this is from my experience of playing testing grounds, playing with shield, I did not play during the second playtest of it, but the first one I initially got in there and played it, and I have my gripes with it, I have my opinions on it, but my stance on shield as of Multiversus, as of adding it to Multiversus, I think shield should be added. I think shield is a very welcome addition to the game. It introduces a new mechanic, and neutral now has a lot more nuance to it on what you want to do to, one, get in on an opponent, and two, if an opponent is trying to get in on you, what you can do to counter that, and not just basically have all your options boiled down to you have to play footsies in a game where sometimes the hitboxes don't allow for playing footsies, if that makes sense. Or sometimes there'll be things that are not unreactable, but in Multiversus you get hit by it a lot because the move is that good. So in those instances, it makes sense to give him shield mechanic to players, because I've seen people, and again, this is my opinion, I've seen people complain about dying at early percents and stuff, and while I do agree that that is something that should be changed in the game, because you shouldn't be dying at 20, you shouldn't be dying at 30, you shouldn't be dying at 40, 50, unless you do something, and this is the part that I'm putting emphasis on, unless you do something that puts yourself in that bad situation. Then at that point, in my opinion, I feel like you should not be then getting mad that you died early when you did something that contributed to you dying early. That's my stance on it. But what shield does, that kind of takes that in some situations, not every single situation is going to do this, in some situations what shield will do, shielding will now allow you to just block something instead of having to just eat it or burn a dodge on it. And what I saw a lot of people say is that, say you're dodging Shaggy's sidekick, everybody knows that the move he charges, he throws out and does a lot of damage, right? Say you take that move and just throw it out. In current Multiversus, your only options are either to jump it or to dodge through it. But jumping it means that when you land, you now have to try to land close to Shaggy to be able to punish him without still being hit by the active hitbox of that move, because that's something that has happened to me a lot, where you'll try to dodge something, get close to somebody to punish, but because the move is still active and the hitbox is still there, you jump into the active hitbox and then boom. Now that's a whole nother case in point of if you think hitboxes should end a little earlier depending on certain moves and certain things. That's a very nuanced thing, and that's not just a it should work for this and not for this. That's the thing you could say about the game as a whole. A lot of moves could benefit from that change. But my point of saying all of this is that I think shielding will allow you to have a third option that is way more beneficial for punishing things like that, which is you give somebody a shield, that same Shaggy side special, you throw that out, you block it. Shaggy does not, as far as I know, go through you. If he does, you now just wait till he lands, hope that there is enough recovery on him landing off of blocking it with shield, and then boom. Even if you don't want to do that, you can block it, he starts going to your left, you can dodge to the right and try to hit him with a move that may go far enough depending on your character. Like I said, worst case, he goes through you, you wait till he starts to end his animation, you come out of shield, punish it. But the point is that the shield should hopefully eat the whole hitbox, or sometimes he'll even just stay in front of you, I'm pretty sure, where he will do side special, he'll do it, stop in front of you, and now give you a chance to punish. You were way closer and it gives way more situations where you don't have to do what some people would say advanced trigonometry, or basically using too much thinking to have to think of how to punish things, because old Multiversus, or current Multiversus, if you don't count testing grounds, doesn't have that. In that you have to position yourself to dodge things, but also position yourself in a way to be able to punish. And some moves end so fast that it's hard to get that punish. But with shields and moves that hit it give you an opportunity now to punish and counterplay with certain things. And shield has counterplay in itself. There's characters with command grabs that bypass shields. Holding shield drains meter, that might need to get adjusted to take more meter the longer you hold on the shield. That could be an adjustment that they might need to do. They might need to make it, and I saw this as a suggestion, I think this is a really good one, use armor breaking moves, the purple moves like Jason's down attack, the chargeable one. If you want to use that move to eat a more significant chunk of meter, I think that would be a really good addition, because it's meant to break armor, but shield obviously is different from armor. So if you want to have it still impact shield in a meaningful way, have it eat a bigger chunk of armor, or not armor, of your meter, since it's an armor breaking move. I think that would be another good addition to it. I think that would be really good. There, like I said, there's command grabs, there's the armor break moves that they don't do what I just said I would like them to do, but they are still in the game, and they do, I think, impact the meter a little bit, just not as much as I would like them to. There is obviously, like I said, some characters will specialize with, like Nubia, with just the multiple pokes and ways to get into your shield and bypass it. There are other characters like Bugs Bunny, for example, who cannot do that, and the only armor breaking move he'll have is his multi-punch, but that does not break your shield. That breaks armor, does not break shield. So now if you're able to dodge out of that and punish him for it, now that is something that you had no ability to do before shields were in the game. I do think that, like I said, they are not perfect. I have my gripes with them personally, other people have theirs as well, and I do think that they need to be touched up in a way. But the things that I present and others have presented as positives for them being in the game, in my personal opinion, I think it outweighs a lot of negatives, because a lot of people complain about the current way the Multiversus is played and complain about a lot of things in the game, and some of it should be adjusted, will get adjusted, and stuff like that. Some of it you just have to be patient on. But the neutral of the game, I feel like shields impacts it in a very big way, because I think Multiversus University said it best. This game didn't really have active defense besides parrying, and parrying is good, but one thing about parrying is that it doesn't do all of what it should. And the reason that other people felt like that is because in a lot of games where you can parry, you can block or shield. So Multiversus having a shield seemingly will do what something like Street Fighter, for example, Street Fighter 6, where in Street Fighter 6 you can guard using your meter, but then you can also parry, and parrying will give you an advantage and be able to let you do things that are something you wouldn't be able to do. Like you'll be able to punish them, they're gonna freeze in place, and now you get a free combo off of them. Versus with shielding is only gonna help you if you block the move in its entirety, or block it, get away from it, and now punish it. It's not as big of a payoff because it can be countered. If they stop doing what they're doing and they do something else, you're not going to be able to punish them. Like, say for example, you're doing Bugs with his punches. Say you start it but don't do it all the way, and now you back off before they drop their shield. Or say you start doing the punches and then you mix in the shield breaker, which is another mechanic to counterplay shield. You do shield break and then boom, you break your opponent's shield, and now, oh dang, I thought I was just going to be able to punish him. Nah, I don't get to. Like I said, there's things that you can do to counter, and there are positives with shield. I just wanted to state my opinion in this video. If you have a different opinion down below, let me know. I'm more than welcome to read it, and I'm more than welcome for y'all challenging me on this, because I'm not claiming to be 100% right in my opinion. And if they don't add it and they state a very good reason for it, then I'll be okay, that makes sense. Maybe rework it in some different way, or maybe just come up with a new idea altogether to help make the game feel more fluid and fun. But I like the addition, I like the idea of the addition, and I like the thoroughness of which they thought about it before just doing it. Do some things still need to be tweaked? Yes, but everything. Nothing's perfect, even on release. We've seen it. Games or mechanics will come out and then not be as polished as they probably will be a year from their introduction. That's just the life of video games. That's just how they work, and it's up to us as the community to be able to give the developers feedback, and it's up to them to take action with that feedback. That's my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments down below. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
I wanna be good, but I'm stuck being bad. I wanna get money and chill by myself. I wanna spend money, my family need help. I need me a girl just to help with the stress. Somebody to care, this hair, this red everywhere. My fault is heavy, this chain is heavy. I know they gon' hate me cause haters is plenty. I rode in an Altima, burned out a Chevy. Those times were heavy.